The night air in Cape Town felt warm and magical as I stepped onto the rooftop of the Silo Hotel. The city lights glittered below like tiny stars, and soft music floated through the crowd. This night was supposed to be mine. I was Naledi Makona, 29 years old, senior marketing executive, and tonight I thought I was about to become someone's fiancé. I smoothed my elegant black dress and took a deep breath, my heart full of excitement. Sibusiso had promised me. He said tonight in front of everyone he would finally announce our engagement. 3 years of love, loyalty, and believing in our future had led to this moment. Colleagues smiled at me as I walked in. Some hugged me. Some whispered how beautiful I looked. I couldn't stop smiling. I kept looking toward the entrance, waiting for him. Then suddenly the room shifted. The door opened. And I froze. Sibusiso walked in. But he wasn't alone. He was holding her hand. Thandika Zulu. His ex. My heart didn't just break. It dropped. Heavy. Painful. Final. The music kept playing, but it sounded distant now. People stopped talking. Their eyes moved from him, to her, to me. Thandika looked straight at me. And she smiled. Not a friendly smile. A victorious one. Sibusiso didn't let go of her hand. He didn't even look guilty. And in that moment I understood everything. This wasn't a surprise for me. It was a performance for them. In that moment I wasn't his girlfriend anymore. I was his audience. I was still standing in the same spot, trying to breathe, trying to understand what was happening, when Sibusiso's voice suddenly cut through the room. Loud. Confident. Proud. You all remember Thandika, right? He said, smiling as he held her hand tighter. She's back. A few people laughed awkwardly. Some looked confused. Others looked directly at me. My chest felt tight. He said it like I wasn't even there. Like I didn't exist. He didn't say, "This is Naledi." He didn't come to me. He didn't explain anything. He just erased me. Thandika stood next to him like she belonged there. Like she had always been there. She leaned into him slightly, her head tilted, her smile calm and confident. I could feel the whispers starting around me. Soft at first, then louder. I thought Naledi was the serious one. Weren't they together for years? Guess she was just temporary. Temporary. That word hit harder than anything else. Temporary. After everything we had built. After everything I had given him. My hands felt cold. My face felt hot. I wanted to disappear, but my feet wouldn't move. I watched as Thandika let go of his hand and guided him to a table near the center, where everyone could see them clearly. She sat close to him. Too close. Her hand rested gently on his arm. Slow. Intentional. Claiming him. He didn't move it away. He didn't stop her. He didn't even look uncomfortable. He smiled. He laughed. Like this was normal. Like I was nothing. People kept glancing at me, then quickly looking away when our eyes met. Some gave me pity smiles. Others looked embarrassed for me. But nobody said anything. Nobody helped me. And in that moment the truth became clear in the most painful way. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't unexpected. This was planned. He wanted me to see this. He wanted them to see this. He wanted to humiliate me. My heart was breaking right there in front of everyone. And the worst part wasn't losing him. It was realizing he was never the man I thought he was. As I stood there watching him laugh with her, my mind betrayed me, pulled me back to 3 years ago. Back to Johannesburg. Back to the first time I met the man I thought would be my forever. I still remember that day so clearly. I was nervous. It was my first week at the company's Johannesburg office. I was young, ambitious, and trying to prove myself. He was already there, confident, charming, and funny. He was the first person who made me feel welcome. He smiled at me and said, "You look like you belong here." And I believed him. We started with small conversations, coffee breaks, inside jokes, late nights working on the same projects. He would bring me coffee without asking. He would text me after work to make sure I got home safe. He made me feel seen. As my career started growing, he became my biggest supporter. When I doubted myself, he would hold my hand and say, "Naledi, you're going to be bigger than all of us one day." When I got promoted, he celebrated like it was his own success. And when he talked about the future, he always included me. One night, I remember asking him quietly, "Do you ever think about marriage?" He didn't even hesitate. He looked straight into my eyes and said, "You're the only woman I see. The only one I want." Those words wrapped around my heart like a promise. And I built my life around that promise. I helped him too. I shared my ideas with him. I helped him prepare presentations. I introduced him to senior executives who trusted me. I spoke highly of him in rooms he wasn't even in. I believed in him when nobody else did. I defended him. I protected him. I helped him rise. And he did rise. Promotion after promotion. More respect. More power. And every step of the way I stood beside him, proud of the man he was becoming. I thought we were building something together. I thought we were a team. But standing there now, watching him touch another woman like I meant nothing, I realized the painful truth. I didn't just love him. I built him. And now the same man I helped create was the one destroying me. I couldn't breathe inside that room anymore. The music felt too loud. The laughter felt fake. My chest felt heavy. So I quietly walked toward the hallway near the restrooms, hoping to find a moment alone, hoping to escape the eyes, the whispers, the humiliation. But before I reached the corner, I heard his voice. Sibusiso. I froze. He was standing just a few steps away talking to one of his male colleagues. They didn't see me. I wasn't supposed to hear this. He laughed softly, then said words that shattered something deep inside me. Naledi thinks she's better than everyone now. My heart started pounding. The colleague chuckled. She did get promoted fast. Sibusiso scoffed. Exactly. She walks around like she's untouchable. My hands started trembling. Then he said it. The sentence I will never forget. She needed to be humbled. Humbled. Not loved. Not respected. Humbled. My stomach dropped. The colleague asked quietly, so, bringing Thandika here, that was intentional? Sibusiso didn't even hesitate. Yes. Just one word. Fooled. Simple. Fooled. He continued. She needed to remember she's not special. Not special. Tears burned my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. In that moment, the truth hit me harder than anything else that night. This wasn't about love. He didn't bring Thandika because he loved her. He brought her because he resented me. My success had bruised his ego. My growth had threatened him. Every promotion I earned, every room I walked into, every moment I shined, made him feel smaller. And instead of growing with me, he chose to break me. He chose to embarrass me. He chose to punish me. I realized something terrifying. The man who once held my face and told me I was his future was now the man standing in a hallway, planning my humiliation like it was a lesson. I covered my mouth to stop myself from making a sound, because in that moment something inside me changed forever. My heart didn't break. It hardened. I finally understood. I didn't lose him tonight. I lost an illusion. I walked back into the party slowly, my heart strangely calm now. Just minutes ago I had felt broken. But after hearing the truth, something inside me had gone quiet. Not weak, just clear. People were still watching me. Some pretending not to. Some openly staring. Then I saw her. Thandika. She was looking right at me like she had been waiting. She said something to Sibusiso and stood up. Her heels clicked softly against the floor as she walked toward me. She stopped just inches away, her perfume strong and her smile perfectly controlled. She looked me up and down. Then she leaned closer and said quietly, so only I could hear, he never stopped loving me. The words were sharp, practiced, meant to hurt. I waited. I waited for him to say something. To defend me. To deny it. To stop this. But he didn't. He just stood there behind her. Silent. Watching. Like I meant nothing. And in that moment I felt it. Not heartbreak. Not pain. Freedom. Because the truth became so clear. I didn't lose him tonight. He lost me. He lost the woman who believed in him when nobody else did. He lost the woman who helped him rise. He lost the woman who loved him without competition. And the saddest part? He didn't even realize it yet. My eyes burned, but I refused to cry. Not here. Not for him. Not anymore. Instead, I did something no one expected. I smiled. Not a fake smile. A real one. Soft. Calm. Certain. Thandika's smile faded slightly. She looked confused. Sibusiso's face changed too. He wasn't expecting that. They were expecting tears. Begging. Weakness. But I gave them peace. I stepped back, lifted my chin, and walked away. Fully. Confidently. Powerfully. I could feel every eye on me as I walked toward the exit. Behind me the music was still playing. The party was still going. And I knew what they were thinking. They thought I lost. They thought I was leaving defeated. But they were wrong. Because that walk, that moment, that was the first step of me winning. As I stepped out onto the quiet balcony away from the crowd, I placed my hands on the cold railing and took a deep breath. The city lights of Cape Town blurred in front of me, but not because of tears. Because of everything I was holding inside. Because of the secret I hadn't told anyone yet. Not my colleagues. Not my friends. Not even Sibusiso. Just 3 days ago I had received the email that changed my life. I remember staring at my phone, reading it again and again, my hands shaking. The company was offering me a massive promotion. Regional director. Based in Nairobi, Kenya. Triple the salary. Triple the power. Triple the life I was living now. It was everything I had worked for. Everything I had sacrificed for. Everything I had dreamed of. I had imagined this exact night so differently. I thought Sibusiso would announce our engagement first. Then later I would share my news. We would celebrate together. Love and success. Side by side. I thought he would be proud of me. I thought he would kiss me and say, "I always knew you could do it." I thought he would look at me with love. But no. I almost laughed at how wrong I was. He didn't even know. While he was inside holding another woman's hand, I was the one holding a future bigger than he could imagine. I reached into my purse and touched the folded offer letter. It felt real. It felt powerful. It felt like freedom. For a moment I thought about walking back in there and telling everyone. Telling them who I really was. Telling them what I had become. Proving him wrong. But then I stopped. Because suddenly, I didn't need his validation. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need anyone to clap for me. My success wasn't something I needed to use to hurt him. It was something I would use to free myself. I realized something important in that quiet moment. This promotion wasn't just a new job. It was my exit. My escape. My new beginning. And for the first time that night, I smiled. Not because of love, but because I finally understood my worth. I was still standing on the balcony holding my future in my hands, when I heard the microphone echo inside the hall. "Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please?" It was the CEO, Kwame Mensah. His voice was calm, powerful, and impossible to ignore. People slowly went quiet. Conversations stopped. Glasses froze in the air. I turned and looked through the glass doors. Everyone was facing the stage now, including Sibusiso, including Thandika. Kwame smiled as he adjusted the microphone. "Tonight is not just about celebration," he said. "It's also about growth and recognizing excellence." My heart started beating faster. He paused. Then he said the words that changed everything. "We are proud to announce the promotion of Naledi Makona to Regional Director of our Nairobi office." Silence. Complete silence. It was like the whole world stopped breathing. I heard gasps. I saw mouths drop open. Glasses slowly lowered. People turned, searching for me. And then their eyes found me. I saw Sibusiso. Frozen. His face pale. His eyes wide. He didn't know. He never knew. Thandika looked confused, her confident smile gone. Kwame looked toward me and smiled warmly. "Naledi, please come join us on stage." For a second I didn't move. Not because I was weak, but because I understood the moment. Just minutes ago, they thought I was the girl who got replaced. The girl who got humiliated. The girl who lost. I lifted my chin, smoothed my dress, and walked inside. Every step was calm. Every step was strong. The same people who whispered about me now stepped aside. Making space. Respecting me. Watching me. I walked past Sibusiso. He looked at me like he didn't recognize me anymore. Like I was someone out of his reach. And the truth was, I stepped onto that stage. The lights shining on me. The room silent. My heart steady. In that moment I wasn't broken. I wasn't rejected. I wasn't small. I was powerful. I didn't lose him. I leveled up. As soon as I stepped off the stage, the weight of the room still on me, I felt movement behind me. Sibusiso. He was running. Fast. Desperate. His polished shoes clicked hard against the marble floor. His face was pale, his eyes wide, full of panic. "Naledi. Wait, please," he shouted, his voice cracking slightly. I stopped. Turned slowly. Calm. Controlled. He reached me out of breath and grabbed my arm. His grip was firm, almost pleading. "Naledi. Listen, it meant nothing. It was just confusion." I was confused. I looked at him, really looked at him for the first time that night. His face twisted with regret and fear, trying to reach something I didn't have to give anymore. "It was just a mistake," he continued, voice rising slightly. "I didn't mean to. You have to believe me. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to." My eyes said it all. I saw the truth so clearly now. He only valued me when he thought I was beneath him. When he thought I could be humiliated, controlled, broken. When he thought I was small, fragile, dependent, he felt powerful. But now, I was untouchable, strong, rising, on a level he couldn't reach. And the panic in his eyes told me everything I needed to know. He wasn't apologizing because he loved me. He was panicking because he couldn't handle someone above him, someone he could no longer control, someone whose light made his ego feel tiny. He had lost that power over me the moment I stepped on stage. The moment the world saw me as unstoppable. The moment I realized my own worth. I don't know what to say, he stammered. I smiled. Come, you don't need to say anything, I said softly. As I see the truth now. You never valued me for who I am. Only for what you thought you could take from me. His mouth opened, closed, words failing him. And in that moment I realized he could never take me down again. Not now. Not ever. Because I had already risen. And he was too late. I stopped in front of him. Just a few steps apart, the noise of the party fading around us. His eyes searched mine, desperate, guilty, pleading. But I didn't flinch. I didn't step back. I stood tall, calm, powerful. He opened his mouth, but I didn't wait for his excuses. Instead, I looked at him, really looked, and spoke with quiet certainty. You didn't bring her to make me jealous, I said slowly. He blinked, confused, tried to interrupt. I held up a hand, stopping him. You brought her to show me who you really are, I continued, my voice soft but cutting like glass. And now I see. I reached out, pulled the small box from my purse and opened it. The promise ring he had given me glimmered in the light. The symbol of his words, his lies, his control. I placed it in his hand. His fingers closed around it, but his grip was weak, uncertain. I didn't wait for him to respond. I didn't wait for him to beg. I turned and walked away. Slow steps. Confident steps. Each one carrying me farther from the man I once loved. Farther from the illusions I had held on to. Farther from the pain he thought he could cause me. Every eye in the room followed me. Whispers. Curiosity. Admiration. Some stared at him, realizing for the first time that he had lost. I didn't look back. Not once. Because this wasn't about revenge. This wasn't about anger. This was about indifference. The most powerful weapon a person can wield. He thought he could hurt me. Humiliate me. Break me. But standing there, letting him hold a piece of what used to be mine. I felt nothing but freedom. I felt unstoppable. I felt alive. And as the city lights of Cape Town shimmered outside the glass walls, I knew this was the moment I truly won. Not with drama. Not with shouting. Not with tears. But with the quiet, calm power of walking away. Forever. Leaving him with the realization that I had already moved on, already risen, and that he could never reach me again. This was my victory. Silent, absolute, and untouchable. 6 months later, my life felt completely different. I was in Nairobi now, in a beautiful luxury apartment overlooking the city. The kind of place I had only dreamed about before. My job as regional director was everything I had worked for, and more. Meetings, decisions, travel, growth. It all felt like power finally matched my ambition. And for the first time in years I felt truly peaceful. I walked into my living room one morning with coffee in hand, scrolling through the news when a headline caught my eye. Sibusiso Dlamini had been removed from his position. The company had moved fast after complaints and poor decisions. Then Dika? She had left him too. Alone. Without power, without influence, without anyone to prop him up. He had lost everything he had tried to control. I smiled. Not with cruelty. Not with satisfaction over someone else's pain. But with the quiet joy of freedom, of knowing I had made the right choice. The man who had tried to humiliate me, who had thought he could break me, was gone from my life completely. And in that moment I thought back to that rooftop night in Cape Town. The night he brought his ex to hurt me, to show me who he thought I was. The night everyone believed I had lost. But he didn't realize one thing. He wasn't breaking me. He was setting me free. Every promotion, every walk away, every choice I made that night had led me here. Strong, untouchable, thriving. And the final truth, the one I carried in my heart as I sipped my coffee and looked out at Nairobi's skyline. He brought his ex to break my heart, but he didn't realize. He was setting me free. And walking away was the moment I finally won.